Let's check out this 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air four-door sedan that was originally from California. It made its way to Arizona and eventually the current owner bought it in 2005 and drove it across the country to enjoy it here now in New Jersey. It's finished in coral red and it has a shadow gray metallic roof that was repainted. All the steel appears to be original, as is all the bright work, but the paint obviously is what's new. Now, this is an interesting car because it was a factory AC car, factory Bel Air, so they had a 265 cubic inch V8. But what made this really special for the owner was the fact that they were able to get into it, a very rust-free car that was all original and was only repainted once in the past, and drive it all the way across this great nation of ours. So since it's a Bel Air, it does have the higher end trim that you can see on the side, full wheel covers, bright work around the windows, and of course the large bumpers. And these are one-piece bumpers that are original to the car, and all the chrome and bright work, as you can see, is all original. It also has the overriders on the bumper guards and the corner overriders as well, which is not a very common thing to see. Now, I know you're looking at this video because you're considering buying it, and I want to make sure that you get to see everything, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. So, when you pop open the hood, you do see all the original metal here, including the radiator support, the original horns, and many of the pieces of this Survivor car that still remains original. Now, the engine is a small block, as I mentioned, but it's been rebuilt and it was done in 2020. It's a two-barrel car, and it has the original ignition system, brake system, and everything else in place, including the power steering pump, if you note, is driven off the back of the generator. Now let's check out the rest of the engine compartment. You can see the air conditioning compressor, which is a two-piston design that was added on afterwards. None of the lines are connected right now, but this was part of the car originally. The original distributor and many other engine parts are in place. Here is the VIN tag mounted on the cowl, and you can get a good look here of the inner fenders and of course underneath the hood, which is the original hood. You know, one thing about the Tri-5 Chevys I always found interesting was that the first year, 1955, was, in my opinion, the purest year, right? So this had the least amount of garnishes, they didn't try too hard, and it wound up making it look as essential Chevrolet as possible. Same thing goes for the interior. It was clean, it was straightforward, and it had the little bow ties on the dash, which I always thought was interesting. So this does have some updates. What is missing here is the air conditioning box, which I'll show you in a moment. But if you look at all the trim, it is all original and in place. And the shifter for the two-speed automatic transmission is there as well. The original mileage is 87,093. The seller says that it has been like that since he got it. Everything works. The headliner looks like it was replaced some time ago in the past, as was the upholstery by the previous owner prior to the current owner's purchase in 2005. Looking at the bright work in the rear parcel shelf, you can see the glass is all original, but the doors were also refinished in the interior panels, and the carpeting and the floor mats are all fresh as well. There are no odors present, no stains that are major, and the seller does say that everything functions well in the interior. Now, let's take a look at the outside. If we go to the back again, I want to show you some of the interesting things that you'll find in the trunk. So I did talk about air conditioning before, and it's important to note that the AC system is actually here. So what you're looking at is the condenser, the evaporator assembly, which is built into the control module that sits under the instrument panel, and it does have the chrome bezel and the two outlets here. A switch, and it's made by Ward's Riverside. So this was technically an aftermarket add-on air conditioning system that was readily available in catalogs. The rust-free trunk panels can be seen here, both the left and right side, and this was also repainted at the same time when the outside was repainted. The original trunk lid was repainted as well, and as you can see, paint was put over the original insulation. Taillights, markings, side trim are there, and the body panels are really straight. The gentleman stated that when he bought the car, that the previous owner said it was only repainted due to paint fading, not because of any rust, simply because it was based in California and Arizona its whole life. Moving on to the passenger side, we're going to just take a look at the same view that we saw before, but from this side, and see how the upholstery is updated, fresh, and shows no issues. Another look at the quarter panel, and we now go through the front passenger side and see the door panel and the details as well. The floor mats and flooring are very current. They were done in 2005, and they show no wear. And the seat belts were added later on, just to add peace of mind so that while driving it was more comfortable to know that there were seat belts in the car. The antenna telescopes, and if you look at the windshield, there are some rock chips. If the focus would work better, you'd see them better. But this car was driven, and the mileage indicates that based on the fact that it has the original windshield, they are genuine. The front headlight bezels, turn signals, grille assembly are original. And now we're going to take it for a ride. Well, we appreciate you checking out this video and spending the time with us. We look forward to working with you and having this 55 Chevy Bel Air 4-door in your life soon. Thank you, be well, and take care.